favourite bad boy.
Craig, what did you think?
It was not very good at all. Very, very odd. I slightly was distracted with the fake teeth that you have in.
They're on his own teeth.
I recoiled in horror, darling. Your joints needed some WD-40.
If you want to come and apply it after this, I'm more than up for it.
Fab, you... That was sick.
Give it up for Craig Howard! Come on, darling. Oh, there he is.
Oh, it's so lovely to be back. I've missed the comfort of the delicious sofa.
I know. No expense spared.
I know.
I have to say, we are over the halfway point. You've not been in. Rude. What's taking you so long?
Well, you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Fair enough. What do you think of the standard so far this year?
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And I genuinely mean that. It's really exciting. There's some amazing people in there. We're seeing people coming up through the ranks, and that's what I love.
I know. At the beginning was, well, it's going to be them and them, and then it's kind of changed. I love that.
Absolutely.
Now, it's fair to say the judges, you guys, have had a little bit of grief, this series, about some of the dance-off decisions. What is your witty retort to such japes?
I would say if you're worried about it, anyone at home, then vote. Then we have to choose out of the dance-off who is the better out of the two.
OK.
Technically, we don't do it with our hearts. You know, we are technically looking at the dancing and who is the best on the night in the dance-off alone, and that is it. If you've got any problems with it, then vote, because you can change. Look at Anne Whittingham. She went to a week 11,
yes,
darling.
Come on, people.
And she was constantly in the bottom.
Also, we must say that you have been unanimous, apart from Catherine and Johannes. I think as a panel, it's been you've been pretty unanimous.
Yeah, we have.
We've
decisions. Agreed. I mean, that's the only one that people disagreed on, but you know that is going to happen.
Yeah.
We're judges. We're not all the same people, and we're not all looking for the same things.
You look for different things.
Not everything rocks our boat.
Okay.
We are individuals. You have to remember that.
Yes, I will, sir. Oh, I feel like I'm in with the headmaster. I like it. How are you getting on with Motzi? She's a cracker, isn't she?
I love Motzi. She is great. She speaks her mind, which I love. She's direct and to the point, which I love. And also, she's had 9 years of experience. She's very used to it. The TV cameras, the fact that we're live doesn't flummox her.
Yeah.
And I think that is brilliant.
Yeah, she's so dynamic.
I don't know, she's just so driven and funny.
I know. Hilarious,
next
too.
to me, it's great. Thank goodness it's not Bruno. I mean, I get her talons occasionally swiping my face, but that's sort of it.
Yeah, let's talk about the couples then. Who has had the most impressive journey so far? Who do you think has been the most improved? Who's sort of surprised
Well, for me, it's Alex.
Yeah.
And I think the combination of Kevin as well as Neil, Neil instructing Kevin, and just all of that going on is creating a real stir. And she's really come out of her shell. I mean, she now has a personality.
I know, and look at her now. She's giving loads of pizzazz. Wait till you see this week. Amazing. Let's talk about Chris and his street commercial. You loved it.
I did love it.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought he came into his own in this particular dance. He was in time. It suited his personality. It suited his body. You could see that he had confidence. You could see that he was really rocking it. And I totally loved it. And in fact, there was one last little section that I didn't sort of have time to talk about that went wrong. Yeah, luckily. That I know if he ever did that again, I know that he'd absolutely slam it. It was amazing.
Oh, God bless. Let's talk about Emma Barton as well. It sort of sounded last week that you were quite pleased with her rumba, but then you gave her a 5.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, she's, for me, sitting in the middle of the whole situation. She either needs to jump up or actually be terrible. It needs to be one or the other.
Right.
Because at the moment, it's just laying in between. Hence, 5s don't thrill me, darling.
Okay.
I love 4s.
Yeah.
And 2s. And I love 6s.
We know you do.
You know, as well. And 7s. But 5 is just smack bang in the middle. I couldn't put my finger on it. There wasn't anything amazing about it. There wasn't anything particularly horribly wrong with it. So for me, she needs to really bump it up.
Theatre Jazz.
Oh,
I think
now
you're
this will
going
be
to
a
love
thing.
it. This could be so good. You were the only one not to give a 10 to Karim. Quick step. You keep talking about how he's over dancing a little bit.
Yeah, but that sort of helped him in this, to be honest, with the quick step.
Yeah.
It's only in things like Paso, when he overdances, that you lose all the shaping and you lose some of the quiet moments that then blast into, you know, the arena. And I love him. I think he's a brilliant dancer, absolutely brilliant. He just needs to contain his work ever so slightly, and the quick step managed he managed to do that actually in the quick step, which I was very delighted about. However, I know I do go on about all this gapping stuff.
Yes, I know you're obsessed
I mean,
with
if we didn't have that rule, then I wouldn't have. He would have got a 10.
OK. Well, let's just look at the facts, shall we? Because you're a apparent aversion to the 10 paddle. Let's look at where everyone is this series. We've had 1 10 from Alfonso. We've had 3 from Shirley, 4 from Bruno, and obviously 5 from Otzi. She's the new girl. She's coming in. She's showing a lot of love. You've only got the 10 paddle out once before Blackpool. That was for Debbie McGee.
Oh, yes.
What's it going to take? Will it come out this weekend? I don't think it will it?
It could happen any time.
Could it?
No.
Yeah, we know.
Well, no,
we know.
only if it's deserved.
Yeah.
It really is. My 10 is special.
It is very
and
special.
it has to be amazing. Everything has to come together. I have to want to put my pen down or not even think about, you know, a critique. I have to be taken away with it and be dancing in my mind with them.
Okay.
If that happens, and
Out it will come. And in his very own words...
That was sick.
That still cracks me up. Craig Howard.
Not entirely my vocabulary, darling.
It's not, is it? No. Who have you been hanging out with to come out with language like that, Craig Howard? The fun continues in just a tick when Kevin, Jeanette and Neil face your questions. First, though, let's catch up with Chris and Karim hard at it.